Welcome to Justice for New York. My name is Char Collins. I try to expose judicial corruption, but also governmental corruption. www.justicefornewyork.com is the website with my videos and also my scoops on detailing all different types of issues of corruption. My email is justicefornewyork@aol.com. Today we're going to discuss Albany County. But first, in the paper today is Sunday, October 21st, is a heading, Local Prosecutors Sue Over Misconduct Panel. In other words, they don't want anybody checking on the prosecutors. On August 15th in the Times-Union, District Attorney Soares in Albany was trying to get his fellow prosecutors not to join the Commission on Prosecutorial Misconduct. Why not? Are they above the law? They most certainly are. The judges make sure of it. The judges, the public defenders, and the ADAs, District Attorney's Office, all fix cases together. It's fully documented in my scoops in several different ones. But let's take a look at Albany County. All supporting documentation, including court documents and transcripts. I back everything I say up with transcripts and court documents. They're there for you to read. Why does Albany County allow its prosecutor to lie under oath, perjury, in order to sentence a litigant to a longer prison term? Now, I say prosecutor, perjury. You have one of them, it was in the paper. It got overturned. ADA Horn, who's as corrupt as they come. He also strips people of their constitutional rights. That'll be dealt with in a few more minutes. Testified under oath that he's an expert witness on the sale and the value of used computer equipment. The appellate court came back with he wasn't an expert. He never bought used computer equipment and he never sold used computer equipment. That's perjury, holding himself out. The judge in the matter should have known that and shouldn't even have let him testify. But this is how they conspire. You know, it had to do with the value as to what degree he was going to get. In other words, was it first degree, second degree, third degree, depending on the value of the equipment that he was going to be convicted of. So Horn lies under oath that he's an expert when he's never done anything, and that's based on an appellate court ruling. Why isn't he fired? Why is he above the law? Why is he allowed to commit perjury? Because he works for the DA's office? How many other cases has he fixed and lied about? This one he happened to get caught, which means there's probably many others. Why does Albany County allow its prosecutor to cover up illegal actions of government officials? All the time. I've submitted lots of documents, criminal complaints and everything. I was never prosecuted for filing a false criminal complaint, because then I'd be able to prove that what I'm stating is true against Judge K and several other judges for filing false information. But they don't have to, it's at their discretion as to whether or not they want to pursue it. So basically what the Albany County prosecutors have done is place themselves, the judges, all above the law. In other words, we do whatever we want, we do whatever we have to get a conviction. Even if it's falsifying records, we don't care. And we don't care if the person's guilty or not. We're going to do what we want. We're above the law. Why does Albany County provide incompetent assistance of counsel to those with charged with a crime? In my case, I was charged with a criminal What was that one? That was criminal nuisance. I didn't commit criminal nuisance. They knew it. In order to have criminal nuisance, you have to have actual injury. Nobody even knew I did what I did until 5 hours later. There was no injury. There was nothing. That's the prerequisite. My public defenders, first off, they refused to argue that I was entitled to a jury trial. Even the judge denied it. Went off the bench, came back and said, "You're not entitled to a jury trial." Next day I get a letter telling me I am. The statute's very clear. If you're charged with a misdemeanor, you're entitled to a jury trial, except in New York City. I talked to they wouldn't even talk to me, my public defenders. We'll meet you 15 minutes before your trial is to begin. How do you prepare somebody for trial? No discovery or anything. I filed a motion with the court to have them relieved. I'm told by Judge Herrick, the new public defender, who never doesn't inform people of their rights to start with. How he ever got to be public defender, I don't know, but he's corrupt as far as I'm concerned, and I've documented that in my paperwork. He told me I couldn't file the motion. It had to come from the ADA, from my public defender. They had to file the motion to be relieved as my attorney. Of course, they took the position that I was refusing to cooperate with them. Yeah, I wouldn't deal with them. In other words, I wouldn't take a deal. I told them, I'm not dealing. I want to go to trial. That's not cooperating with them. Otherwise, they didn't want to talk to me. I couldn't talk to my George Mem. Couldn't talk to him. Trish DeAngelis, couldn't talk. They want to meet 15 minutes before. That's competent assistance of counsel? In Albany County it is. How many people have been convicted in Albany County for a crime they didn't commit? I ended up getting a new attorney who did discovery, and then when it was discovered, they had no proof. So what did they do? They dismissed it on grounds of failure to get a speedy trial. No, the ground was, but the judge already set a trial date. So that means the district attorney's office had already stated that they were ready for trial. So speedy trial is out of the question. That's already been taken care of because the DA said they were ready. It was a false ground to dismiss the charge because they knew they had no case, because they couldn't prove injury. Why does Albany County allow its prosecutor to file a knowingly false information criminal complaint with the court to bring criminal charges against the litigant that they know are false? For one example, I was charged so they could raise my bail. This is extortion. I never denied what I did, but I didn't commit the crime. They charged me with criminal anarchy. That's calling for the violent overthrow of the government. I've never advocated that, but it looked good in the newspaper, brought it up to a felony charge. So whoever filed that I committed criminal anarchy filed a false information because there is no proof I've ever done that. In all my recordings, I've never advocated any such thing. But they filed these false complaints against people knowing they're false. But you have to figure out, and because your attorney, especially if you got a public defender in Albany County, they're not going to do diddly squat for you. Why does Albany County allow its prosecutors to convict people that they know are innocent? Give you another example. 2 guys convicted of murder 20 years ago, I think it was. It's in one of my scoops. They didn't know anything. The police fed them some of the information, but they didn't know where the person was, lying. They didn't know anything else. They got them to plead guilty. Oh, I forgot to mention, one of them had their attorney sitting outside the door while being investigated by the police. The police told his attorney, well, we're questioning him on another matter. And the attorney sits outside the door. I'll bet you anything, dollars to donuts, it was probably a public defender. And he's sitting outside. I don't care whether he was assigned to the case or not. He should have gone in there and said, my client's not saying anything more. They also the guy was also deprived of sleep for over 2 days. So they worked him over. It's in my scoops. This was in the Times Union. Why are they allowed to do this with impunity? Nobody's prosecuting them. That's how they get their convictions. Wear people down, threaten them, and everything else. Why does Albany County allow the judge and the prosecutor to violate a litigant's right to counsel? I was deprived of my right to counsel. When I went before Herrick, he says, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office. I said I had them once before, they didn't do anything. I couldn't even talk to them. Well, what's your proposal? Gave me no other option, but that's his job, is to find an option for me. I said I'll represent myself. Right then and there, by saying I'll represent myself, according to them, I waived my right to counsel. First off, I wasn't informed of any of the information under 180.10 of the criminal procedure law, any of the law required, and in order to waive your right to counsel, you have to have counsel present. I didn't have counsel present. Another big one is, a person who proceeds at arraignment without counsel does not waive his right to counsel. That's in the statute. But according to the judges in Albany County, I waived my right to counsel. Waiving your right to counsel has to be knowingly and intelligently made. One, I never stated I was waiving my right to counsel. I never asked to waive my right to counsel. I was never told I was waiving my right to counsel. And I was never told I had waived my right to counsel. So explain to me how that is intelligently and knowingly waiving your right to counsel. It's not. Oh, by the way, this letter is being sent to Dan McCoy, County Executive for Albany County. And it's also being posted on my website. It already is. justicefornewyork.com. Why did Albany County appoint Judge Herrick as the new head of the Public Defender's Office, as he was involved in fixing cases for the District Attorney's Office and failed to inform litigants of their constitutional and statutory rights as required by statute and case law? Further, he didn't even know the law by his own admission as to that I was entitled to a jury trial. And he's going to defend these people? These other people charged with a crime? I doubt it. I doubt it very much. But this is how Democrat Albany County works. It's probably one of the most corrupt counties in the state of New York. Probably within the United States. Why are fathers? How many fathers are currently in the Albany County Jail because of the illegal actions of the corrupt family court judges in fixing cases and depriving fathers of their constitutional rights and their refusal to enforce the father's right to see his children? That was part of the arguments before the district attorney. They had the proof. I gave them the proof of these illegal family court proceedings. No, they're there to protect the corrupt judges, the corrupt attorneys. That's their objective. They're not there to protect our constitutional rights. And as far as seeing children, judges don't do whatever they want. They'll make an order for a father to see his child. Mother interferes with it. It'll be a year and a half, 2 years before he gets to see his child again. They don't care. They don't enforce the law equally. It's called due process and equal protection of law. Non-existent in Albany County. Why are liberal Democrats who commit criminal mischief and other illegal actions not prosecuted for their actions in Albany County? after they are arrested, and in some cases not even arrested. That goes back to Occupy Albany. They tore up the lawn, they had to reseed it, they had to repair it. In my case, they changed the law. They went to a dictionary to get a definition for damage instead of case law. And in their case, just because they're liberal Democrats, or probably vote liberal Democrat, they get off scot-free. Soros wouldn't prosecute them. Denial of due process, equal protection of the law, giving one group of people over the other. Priority. How many, and I heard this, I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard down in Albany, illegal aliens, non-U.S. citizens, they let them off lighter so they don't get deported. So basically, they're giving preferential treatment to people that are in this country illegally or legally, so they don't get deported. Better, lighter sentences, and probably making better deals for them. That ought to be investigated, what they're doing. Why does Albany County continue to employ a person who violates the law and deprives litigants of their constitutional and statutory rights? That goes for, now we're back to Mr. Horn again. Stripped me, had me waive, I didn't even waive my right to counsel. He again asked me, am I representing myself? I said yes, I was given no other choice. I was entitled to immunity. I never waived my right to counsel. I never submitted the waiver of immunity to the grand jury. By his own admission, the last time he saw it, the waiver was in my possession. So how did I submit it? The grand jury transcript clearly shows me signing something, or has me signing something, but there's nothing in there saying I submitted, and if it was in my possession at the end, could not have submitted it. Horn lies. He doesn't believe in the constitutional rights. He's a terrorist, just like all the judges in Albany and the ADA's office. Make no mistake about it. They are terrorists. Why does Albany County force its inmates to sleep in mold-infested jail cell? When I spent a while in Albany County Jail, I filed a federal lawsuit, got dismissed, claiming mold in the jail. I'm not liked by anybody because I stand up for the Constitution. Federal judges don't like that. About 6 years later, both of them are on my website. A bunch of inmates got together. And they filed, why did jail officials consistently ignore repeated requests to exterminate an infestation of mosquitoes that fly through unscreened windows in the crowded west and east cell blocks, as well as flies and worms that follow the showers? I'll tell you, it was a pigsty. I was in the West Wing, so they're using the same place I did dealing with mold. Is the mold still there? Who's inspected it? Department of Health, I doubt it. But you can see the mold all over the ceilings and on the walls. All supporting documentation, including court transcripts, can be found on my website, Justice for New York. Read my scoops at the top of the page. This letter and each one of these items in that letter to the Albany County Executive, Dan McCoy, addresses each one of these issues in more detail, with links to the court documents to support what I'm stating, or newspaper articles or whatever. It's not like I'm just saying it to say it. Where's Gillibrand, Schumer, Cuomo? They're hiding. Why aren't they standing out? They'll fight for illegal aliens coming into this country, but they won't stand up for the citizens of this state and our constitutional rights. Why not? Because they're lying Democrats. And they talked about Judge Kavanaugh taking away rights. The Democrats are the ones that are taking away our rights. No mistake about it. The 6 judges on the Court of Appeals. All fully documented. And there was a seventh one, Rosenblatt, on a different case, stripping me of my constitutional rights. Make no mistake about it. We need to make America great again. We need to make New York great again. We need to get rid of the corrupt Democrats who are stripping us of our constitutional and statutory rights and illegally imprisoning family members. By the way, if you know of a child that's in detention, has been sentenced to more than a year in jail or in detention, I would love to make the argument in court that the child was deprived of his constitutional right to a jury trial because he faces more than 6 months in jail. These illegal actions, going after children, they love it. And yet they claiming it's the Republicans, that Kavanaugh was going to take away our rights. It's not Kavanaugh. It's the corrupt New York State judiciary. Thank you.